Alright, ladies and gentlemen, totally enjoy the show, guys. Alright, now remember that no means no, okay, guys? So, we are living in a world now where people are very kind of like into ghosting, very much into, not saying anything when they don't want to date someone, or just dismissing them, or rejecting people through text, or telling people they're not interested through text, or even like a long time marriage can be broken up by text, right? So we live in that kind of era. So with that being said, if someone first meets you and you're like, oh, they look great, I like them, but they're saying no, you know, maybe they don't mean it, maybe they're anxious because they're in a public place and it's like populated and everyone's around, then maybe they don't mean it, but you have to listen to that, right? Now, like I said, guys, you don't want to burn bridges. You don't want to feel like, hey, this person really doesn't like me when maybe they do. Some people might say no because they're talking in the conversation they're in or whatever. But, in general, if someone's really adamant about not dating you, you have to listen, right? I mean, you need their consent to date someone, right? And we all know this, but not everyone follows it, but we all know this. So, but when you're in a crowded place, most people will be very anxious in general, or they say no because they just don't feel comfortable. But really, if they're saying no because they don't feel comfortable, then maybe they really don't like you, right? Because you have to remember that if you are in a public place where it's overpopulated, the people that like you will come up to you. The people that like you will say something, right? You can't be worried about whether someone that doesn't say anything good to you is liking you, because they obviously mustn't. And I mean, you have to remember too, if you're alone in a room with them, would they say the same thing? Maybe they would. But while they're in a public place, if they're saying no to you, then you have to respond. Like, listen. But remember, guys, some people are just anxious and they say no to everyone, right? There are some people that say no to everybody because that's just how they're built, or maybe they have a tough situation, or maybe they're surrounded by bad people, so they do that, and they might not mean it, right? So, but in general, if you are getting a no response from anyone, and you are, like, you have to remember that maybe it doesn't mean anything, or maybe it does, right? And the possibility that it does is enough to make sure okay, I shouldn't really be, kind of like be hitting on that person because they're saying no, right? But like I said, guys, if someone is with you in a public place and they're saying no, they might not say no if they were alone with you, right? But in general, I would say most people that are in a public place and say no to you would say no to you no matter where you are. I totally think that they just don't like you, right? Now, they might not hate you or think you are horrible, but maybe they like girls that are, like for me, maybe they like a girl that's more boxy or more rugby-like, right? Or more strong. Or maybe they like transgender girl to guy, or maybe they like, I'm Marco usually, or maybe they like, transgender male to female, right? So, just because I'm like thinking I'm the big boss and I'm the best and everyone should like me, that's not always true, darling. Anyway, totally enjoy. Bye now. Bye, everyone.